Good morning. It is morning. It's about 6:30 in the morning. Welcome to finally another video from Tim's travel truck. It's been a long time coming. I've had issues with the vehicle, as I've mentioned before. This isn't the time or place either to go into it, but I will thank Obereigner for finally helping me get everything sorted out. The truck now pretty much drives the way it should, and the way it should have when it left the factory, to be honest, but it is now. So all is sorted, and I'm at the top of Jebel, oh my goodness, Jebel Giroux. I need to look that up. I'll correct that. I'll put the spelling under here, Jebel Al Giroux. We're about 1,050 feet. The only people I've got for company right now are a young camel just out of shop behind you, several goats who've been with us through the evening, and then we had a donkey come down and disturb us. So I've been out for 8 days in Oman, driving around with Manuel Schmidt and Streaky, David Chambers, who invited me to join their overland trip, or their Oman trip, which has taken place during Ramadan and into the first day of Eid. Eid Mubarak to any of my Muslim viewers. So we celebrated Eid yesterday, and now we're heading back to home. The guys left a few minutes earlier. I've got to drive TTT down a mountain. That means, because they're very steep slopes, that means engaging low ratio first gear, crawling at 6 kilometers an hour down the hill, and that will take me 40 minutes because we're about 4.5 kilometers up the track from the wadi at the bottom of this mountain. It's been quite a week. It's been the first true test of Tim's travel truck, and it has been far more testing than I thought it would be. My dramas included burning my brakes, literally setting fire to my brakes on a mountain. That was not my smartest day. I should have been using low first. I was using low second and dabbing the brakes on the corners. Didn't think I was using them excessively, but 6 tons on a warm afternoon and lots of apparently heavy braking was too much for the truck, and the tyres burst into the brake pads burst into flames. We stopped and put those out fairly swiftly, as you can imagine, but it did do some damage, I think, to one of the seals, and now I've got air getting into the system, so my brakes are a bit spongy. We've bled them a couple of times. So yeah, that was dramatic. Had to crack open the fire extinguisher, so I need to replace that. Then we had, what else happened? Oh, we drove through the Wahiba sands, first test of the vehicle really in the sand for long distances, and it was fantastic. I've got the TI systems, tyre inflation system installed, was able to use that to deflate and inflate very quickly, which was excellent. The vehicle drove far better than I thought or had imagined it would drive in the dunes. They weren't big dunes, they were rolling dunes and track, but then we got into some choppy stuff. We lost the tracks, they'd blown over. The winds have been incredible this week, and we got into some choppy dunes full of grassy hillocks, and we were driving through those for 4 to 5 hours, and then it got dark, and the long wheelbase Patrol and short wheelbase Land Rover Defender that I was following were themselves making heavy weather of it. I mean, it was a battle to get through them. I was seriously impressed by how well TTT did to get through those, especially the choppy dunes. I've got company. There's a goat wandering into the shot, I hope. Are you going to wander in, or are you just going to stand there? Okay, it's distracting me. Then we had winds like you wouldn't believe. We got out of Wahiba, we went to Masirah Island. The winds were incredible. We couldn't camp on the beach as we had planned. It was, I reckon, 30 km/h winds. I do know that at one point, as we were turning towards the ferry on the mainland, I turned from having the wind behind me to the wind at my side, and it slowed the vehicle down 20 km/h. Quite incredible. When we drove round Masirah Island, the difference, we turn a corner and the vehicle would just accelerate on its own. Amazing winds. We had to camp in a wadi in the end just so we had some shelter, where I promptly very nearly killed myself. I was taking a photo. I had climbed a small rock, maybe 20 feet high, or a little series of rocks. And as I stepped on one rock, it was all quite fragile, it turned out. I didn't know that. And my leg just went from under me, and I ended up hurtling down the mountain. Had 2 choices, either fall face first down the mountain or run, try to stabilise myself. Landed in a crumpled heap at the bottom, hence the large scar there on my leg, but it's better now. But Manuel came running over, thought I'd smashed my head, and I very nearly did. I very nearly dropped that camera as well. I had it in my hand. So the elbow scars are where I landed like that to keep the camera safe. So all in the name of productive quality. So that was dramatic as well. Then we came back to the mainland on the ferries. The ferries are interesting. We didn't get the main passenger ferry. We got the cargo ferries, which are a bit rough around the edges, but that's okay. We got back safely. And then we've spent a few days driving around, having more adventures. Yeah, driving down a mountain pass that I never want to have to do again. Maybe you won't believe me, but there were slopes that were 1 in 1. It was tough driving up, but driving down, low ratio, first gear, looking down a mountain, looking down a 1,000-foot drop, and getting to hairpin corners that were so tight, in 2 or 3 of them, the rear axles would actually bounce round, and as they skidded and released, so the vehicle would accelerate. Oh my God, you're looking down this hill like this. Very frightening. And then 1 corner, I couldn't actually complete the turn, so I had to stop. Handbrake on. Remember, the brakes are a bit spongy now. I'm that close to a brick wall in front of me, and then there's a 500-foot drop beyond it. Engage reverse, reverse up, put some opposite lock on, and then drive out of it, get it back in first high. Oh my God. Well, I know we can do it now. The truck got me through it. I wouldn't choose to do it again deliberately, but I do know I can do it if I have to. So that was quite a test of my stamina, or my mental reserves. But the vehicle did splendidly. Got me down it in one piece, for which I thank it. So, yeah, then we've had lots and lots of waddy driving. That's been fantastic scenery. Unfortunately, I haven't had really too much time to stop. So today I'm going to be packing up after filming this, and I'm going to be trying to take lots more photos as I drive back down this wadi. It's quite spectacular. So then back to Dubai. So yeah, there's lots of footage from in car, as it were, through the windscreen. The windscreen's probably filthy. There will be bits and pieces lying in the bottom of the dashboard that are going to be reflected, so I apologise for those, but I hope that you'll see. I do hope that the clip as I go down the mountain is usable. You'll see how choppy the dunes were. So yeah, it's been a true test of my putting up with what I thought were the faults of the vehicle, but actually the vehicle has behaved splendidly, absolutely superbly, and the only damage to it was to the brakes, and that was my fault, not the vehicle's. So I'll get those overhauled, get some new seals put into the calipers, and yeah, go out and find another adventure to have. So thank you for watching, and I'll enjoy the videos, and I'll see you soon. Cheers. Looking out the window at the ocean to Masirah going past, and they don't do interviews, so we haven't got Manuel. I know you knew. And Streaky is doing. He's going to pull a face. He's going to say nothing. He's going to say nothing. He doesn't do interviews. See, yeah. Right, nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here.
No, nothing to see except the sea. So there's the sea. So in and out of focus because I'm trying to focus on a moving object. Right, enough. Masirah Island, having had the ferry ride over. We missed the main ferry. It was actually pulling away as we got to the harbour there, so we took one of the small service, basically truck delivery ferries, which a number of those have sunk over the years. They're not as ocean worthy as you might want if you were driving yourself and your two friends onto the boat and sailing across to Masirah, but anyway, we made it. So we'll be trying to take the main ferry back in a couple of days, and we're now heading to the southeast corner of the island, where there's good camping. And as you can see, it's a small island. We're driving alongside the beach because pretty much that's where the road runs on this island. those sorts of slopes. And I have another 40 kilometres of this to do. When I'm in low ratio first going downhill, I'm averaging, it's not changed gears, you're so soon. You want to pick up speed when you think you can, and then you're never quite sure what's around the next corner, so you get. So yeah, very slow progress, very heart in mouth stuff. Oh my god, there's a truck coming. Oh my god, there's a truck coming. Oh my god, there's a truck coming. Oh my god. I don't know if you saw that. He obviously didn't look to see if anybody was coming up. Sorry. Oh.